This is a story of how Taylor Swift became a central figure in one of Hollywood's most explosive lawsuits without ever stepping foot on a movie set. Blake Lively is suing Justin Baldoni for sexual harassment and orchestrating a smear campaign during the production of It Ends With Us. And Baldoni's $400 million countersuit has already been dismissed. Caught in the middle of this legal battle sits Taylor Swift, whose private text messages with her best friend are now court exhibits, and who faces the real possibility of being called as a hostile witness when the trial begins in May 2026. Swift had no official role in the film beyond licensing one song for the soundtrack. She wasn't involved in casting, she didn't see any edits, and according to her spokesperson, she didn't even watch the finished movie until weeks after it hit theaters. And yet her words are now being used as evidence by both sides in a case seeking approximately $500 million in damages. The question everyone wants answered is how exactly the biggest pop star in the world got pulled into a Hollywood sexual harassment lawsuit. And to understand that, we need to start with what actually happened on the set of It Ends With Us. It theaters on August 9th, 2024, and by every commercial measure, the movie delivered $351 million in worldwide box office against a production budget of just $25 million meant a net profit of $207 million, according to Deadline. But here's the thing about those box office numbers. They masked something far uglier happening behind the scenes. Blake Lively has accused her director and co-star Justin Baldoni of sexual harassment and creating a hostile work environment, and her allegations are uncomfortably specific. According to Lively, Baldoni made inappropriate comments about her appearance using words like hot and sexy, discussed his pornography addiction and sexual experiences in front of cast and crew, and inquired about her weight through her trainer without ever telling her. The accusations continue with claims that Baldoni showed nude videos and images of women to cast members and walked into her trailer unannounced while she was undressed. Lively also claims Baldoni attempted to add sex scenes that weren't in the original script and improvised physical intimacy during scenes without an intimacy coordinator present. And one specific allegation describes Baldoni caressing Miss Lively with his mouth during scenes in ways that had nothing to do with their roles. The situation grew serious enough that in November 2023, Lively presented a document titled Protections for Return to Production that laid out hard boundaries, including no showing of nude videos, no discussions of sexual conquests, no mentions of genitalia, no inquiries about her weight, and no mention of her deceased father. January 19th, 2024 brought those demands into a formalized contractual rider. What Lively alleges happened next is where this case takes its darkest turn. After she raised these concerns, Baldoni and Wayfarer Studios allegedly hired crisis PR specialists who launched what she describes as a sophisticated press and digital plan designed to destroy her reputation. Text messages cited in court filings show publicist Melissa Nathan allegedly writing, "You know we can bury anyone. $90,000. That's what social media consultant Jed Wallace was allegedly paid between August and October 2024 to weaponize what Lively calls a digital army against her." Baldoni denies all of it, every single allegation. His position is that the dispute stemmed from creative disagreements and that Lively attempted to hijack creative control of the film. Raw footage from a slow dance scene released by his legal team supposedly demonstrates mutual respect and professionalism, and Baldoni's camp argues the online backlash against Lively during the press tour was organic public reaction, not some orchestrated campaign. One unsealed text message from Baldoni captures his perspective. "She had the nuclear bomb. If she doesn't promote the movie, she can leak that I'm a bad person or that she felt unsafe with me. Then she's the victim." December 20th, 2024 is when everything went public. Lively filed a complaint with the California Civil Rights Department that day, and what nobody expected was the chain reaction that followed. The New York Times dropped an expose the very next morning titled, "We Can Bury Anyone Inside a Hollywood Smear Machine." And before that day ended, talent agency WME had cut ties with Baldoni entirely. New Year's Eve 2024 brought Lively's federal lawsuit in the Southern District of New York, and Baldoni fired back by suing the New York Times for $250 million. January 16th, 2025 marked the escalation everyone anticipated when Baldoni filed a $400 million countersuit targeting Lively, her husband Ryan Reynolds, her publicist Leslie Sloan, and Vision PR. And that's when the legal landscape shifted completely. June 9th, 2025 saw Judge Louis Lemon dismiss both Baldoni's countersuit against Lively and his lawsuit against the New York Times in a single ruling. The judge's words cut deep. The alleged facts indicate the Times reviewed the available evidence and reported perhaps in a dramatized manner, what it believed to have happened. January 2026 leaves only one active lawsuit standing, and it belongs to Blake Lively. The damages she's seeking add up to approximately $500 million, broken down as 18.3 million in past lost wages, nearly 38 million in future lost earnings, and additional losses from her businesses, including her hair care line, Blake Brown Beauty, and her beverages company, Betty B Holdings. May 18th, 2026 is the trial date, and Judge Louis Lyman will preside in the Southern District of New York. This brings us to the question at the heart of this video, which is why Taylor Swift is involved at all. Swift and Lively have been close friends for years. Swift serves as godmother to one of Lively and Ryan Reynolds' children, and their friendship has played out publicly across red carpets and social media for a long time. But here's the thing about friendship. It doesn't normally land someone at the center of a sexual harassment lawsuit. The text messages are what did that. January 2026 brought newly unsealed court documents revealing private conversations between Swift and Lively about Justin Baldoni, and these texts span from April 2023 through December 2024. Some of what Swift wrote is remarkably direct. April 2023 was when filming had just begun, and Lively reached out to Swift for help with what she called this doofus director. That same exchange captured Lively describing Baldoni as a clown who thinks he's a writer now, and Swift's response kept things simple. I'll do anything for you. Later that same month, after a meeting at a New York City penthouse, Lively texted Swift, "You were so epically heroic today, you making asterisk T up about me and lenses, and referring to yourself as my doll, this clown, falling for all of it." That penthouse meeting carries real weight in this case. Court documents confirm Taylor Swift attended when Ryan Reynolds confronted Baldoni about alleged comments regarding Lively's body. Swift's representatives have claimed she arrived unexpectedly and had no idea Baldoni would be there, but the text messages that followed appear to show active participation in whatever took place during that conversation. April 26, 2024, brought another revealing exchange about trailer strategy, with Swift texting Lively, "If Justin was strategic, he would be like no Taylor Swift in the trailer. Because that gives you more power over the film, that's your ally, not his." December 2024 delivered the most direct messages of all. Just before the New York Times article dropped, Swift texted Lively, "I think this bitch knows something is coming because he's gotten out his tiny violin." That was a reference to a People magazine article where Baldoni discussed past trauma. The same exchange captured Swift comparing the situation to a horror film no one knows is taking place and offering advice. His own words, "That's going to be powerful. It's the only way to beat liars and hypocrites." 2 words. That's all. Swift sent Lively after WME dropped Baldoni as a client in December 2024. You won. One text message received intense focus from Baldoni's legal team, and while Lively wrote it, Taylor Swift features prominently. Baldoni's countersuit, before it was dismissed, cited a text from Lively that allegedly referred to Swift and Ryan Reynolds as her dragons. Lively's exact words, "Because my dragons also protect those I fight for. So really, we all benefit from those gorgeous monsters of mine. You will too, I can promise you." That message became central to Baldoni's argument that Lively wielded her powerful connections as leverage in negotiations and the public relations battle surrounding the film. Given what those text messages contain, Baldoni's legal team wanted to question Taylor Swift directly. May 2025 brought a subpoena, which was later withdrawn after some information was provided. Baldoni's team pushed further anyway. They filed a motion asking the court to allow them to formally depose Taylor Swift. September 12, 2025 ended that effort. Judge Lehman denied the request, ruling that Baldoni's legal team had failed to demonstrate appropriate diligence in pursuing the deposition. Losing that motion hasn't stopped Baldoni's team from planning their next move. They've made clear their intention to call Taylor Swift as a hostile witness at trial, and TMZ's January 2026 reporting claims Baldoni will 100% call Swift to testify. May 2025 brought a detailed statement from Taylor Swift's spokesperson addressing her involvement in the case. These were the exact words. Taylor Swift never set foot on the set of this movie. She was not involved in any casting or creative decisions. She did not score the film. She never saw an edit or made any notes on the film. She did not even see It Ends With Us until weeks after its public release, and was traveling around the globe during 2023 and 2024, headlining the biggest tour in history. Everything in that statement checks out. Swift's only official connection to the film was licensing her song My Tears Ricochet for the soundtrack. No creative input, no on-set presence, no production role of any kind. The text messages tell a completely different story about her personal involvement in the conflict between her best friend and Justin Baldoni. While Swift may not have contributed to making the movie, the unsealed communications reveal just how much she advised and supported Lively throughout the dispute. Reports suggest Swift and Lively have not been seen together publicly in recent months, though the reasons behind that absence remain unclear. Taylor Swift isn't the only person whose words have been unsealed in this case. January 2026 brought depositions from several of Lively's co-stars that back up her version of events. Jenny Slate appeared in the film and provided deposition testimony describing Baldoni as a false ally. A text message from Slate dated June 2023 captures her state of mind. This has really been a disturbing shoot, and I'm one of many who feel this way. Justin is truly a false ally, and I'm unwilling to do anything that promotes the image that he's crafting as a male feminist. Her September 2025 deposition added another detail. Justin and Jamie freak me out. Jamie Heath serves as CEO of Wayfarer Studios. Isabella Ferrer, another co-star, provided deposition testimony, alleging that Baldoni commented that a teen intimate scene was hot. The author of the original novel has weighed in as well. Colleen Hoover wrote in a July 2024 email, "Am I going to be comfortable if Justin is there?" No, things are beyond uncomfortable at this point. Hoover publicly supported Lively when the allegations first became public in December 2024. Sony executive Andrea Giannetti reportedly characterized the production as a Shade Times T show and acknowledged receiving complaints during filming. January 2026 presents a dramatically different legal picture than what existed a year ago. Baldoni's $400 million countersuit against Lively has been dismissed and formally closed as of November 2025. His $250 million lawsuit against the New York Times also went down. Jed Wallace's $7 million defamation suit against Lively saw claims dismissed in July 2025 on venue grounds. Only one lawsuit remains active, and it belongs to Blake Lively. Her original case against Justin Baldoni, Wayfarer Studios, Jamie Heath, and the PR consultants moves forward. January 2026 brought a significant addition to Lively's legal team when high-profile attorney Sigrid Macaulay from Boies Schiller Flexner joined the case. Macaulay previously worked with Jeffrey Epstein's victims. Oral arguments on Baldoni's motion for summary judgment were scheduled for January 22, 2026. Failure on that motion sends the case directly to trial on May 18, 2026. The financial stakes remain staggering on both sides. Lively is seeking approximately $500 million, and Steve Sarowitz, the billionaire co-founder of Wayfarer Studios, has reportedly pledged $100 million for Baldoni's defense. Taylor Swift stands somewhere in this legal crossfire. Her private words of support for her best friend transformed into evidence in a case that could shape Hollywood's approach to workplace harassment claims for years to come. This is a case where personal loyalty collided with legal proceedings in ways that nobody predicted. Taylor Swift wasn't on the set of It Ends With Us. She had no creative role in the production and licensed a single song for the soundtrack, which represented the full extent of her official involvement. Her friendship with Blake Lively and the frank text messages that friendship produced are what made her a central figure in one of Hollywood's biggest lawsuits. Those texts reveal Swift calling Baldoni "this bitch," advising Lively that his own words would serve as powerful evidence, and celebrating when his talent agency cut him loose. Whether those messages help or hurt Lively's case won't become clear until the trial unfolds, but they've guaranteed that Taylor Swift's name will be attached to this case whether she wants it there or not. May 2026 brings a jury who will decide whether Blake Lively was sexually harassed and subjected to a coordinated smear campaign, or whether this was all about creative control and leverage, as Baldoni claims. Taylor Swift may be forced to take the stand as a hostile witness and answer questions about what she knew, when she knew it, and what role she played in advising her friend. The biggest pop star in the world now waits, like everyone else, to see how this story ends.